Jared here, coming to you from my home today because I've got a video coming out either tomorrow or the next day on either a trip that I took to either Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge. I've got one of each coming and I'm not sure which one I'm going to do tomorrow. And then after I release that one, the next one will be like 3 weeks down the road because I've got some other videos that are going to come out before that. But before I put that video out, I wanted to film a little story about Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge, just to sort of describe an experience that I had there that we didn't really capture on. We didn't capture it all on film. I feel as though it's something that people should probably be aware of before they go to Gatlinburg or not, whatever. Anyway, you probably already know what it is because I probably put it in the title. But so I figured I'd sit here tonight real quick and regale that story. Is that the proper terminology? Regale? Tell that story. How about that? While I drink a beer. I actually bought this beer to do a beer review. I do a beer, little character beer reviews as well on my other channel. I bought this to do that, but I don't feel like waiting to do that. So I'm going to open this sucker up. This is a Mad Hatter beer from New Holland Brewery. New Holland Brewing. It's a Midwest India Pale Ale. I don't know where all this is available in the country, but I'm going to say here, try it while I tell my little tale. So back in July, I took my family to Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, which is a really cool couple touristy towns in Tennessee. Really, really cool. Gatlinburg in particular I found really cool. They've got a lot of stuff like they've got an aquarium that I made a video on and put out there. They got a lot of Ripley's stuff. Ripley's Believe It or Not, Ripley's Haunted House, Guinness Book of World Records, which I think is also owned by Ripley's. I'm not sure. I think they had like 5 or 6 Ripley's attractions, and then they've got like a lot of restaurants, some moonshine distilleries, old time photo things, just touristy type stuff, and it's really cool. So we went out there, and like I said, we were there in July, so it was really hot the day that we went to Gatlinburg. We had one day to do Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, and I wanted to film both. I was going to film Gatlinburg in the morning and then go to Pigeon Forge in the evening and film. So when we got to Gatlinburg, we parked, which by the way, just about every parking lot I saw in Gatlinburg, it was like $10 to park. Then you can just walk around this awesome tourist town. But anyway, after we parked, we started walking around. It was pretty hot, and they have a lot of like information booths, or little places you can go get pamphlets, and they've got a guy posted there. They provide information on their attractions and whatever it is they got going on in Gatlinburg. And my wife is fairly susceptible to the heat. She doesn't like it, and my daughter as well, so we were kind of like ducking in and out of buildings, and this looked like a good opportunity to stop, I guess. She wanted to stop, or maybe she just wanted information. Actually, I didn't actually ask her why she was stopping at this information booth, but we stopped there, and there was an older guy there started talking to my wife, asking her what we wanted to do, or what we were there to do, and she'd mentioned possibly going to the aquarium, and this guy says, "Oh, well, how would you like it if I gave you free tickets to the aquarium?" So of course we're going to be like, "Free tickets? Really? Tell me more. How do we go about getting these free tickets?" And he says, "Well, you know where Pigeon Forge is?" And it's like, "Well, yeah." "Well, they're having an open house over on this place called the Island in Pigeon Forge." And I recognize the name because it was actually one of the places that I wanted to go to later that evening anyway. You know what I mean? It's got like a Ferris wheel, and it's also like a sort of a little touristy area. It's got some rides and escape rooms and restaurants, and I don't know. Anyway, so we said, "Well, yeah, okay." He goes, "Well, it's a 2-hour thing. I gotta give you an invitation. It's just an open house. They just built this Margaritaville resort there, and they're trying to show it off and gain interest in it." So he's talking to my wife, and I got bored because he's just going on and on. So I decided to take my kids, who were like just throwing a fit because they're just standing there. I mean, they're starting to do push-ups on the sidewalk and screw around. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna take these kids. I'm gonna go over. There was like an arcade nearby. We're gonna go scope out the arcade while the old guy's, telling his tales to you or whatever. So we go to the arcade, and we're in there for like 20 minutes, and my wife still has not come back to find us. So we go back over there, and she's just finishing up talking to this guy, and she walks away because she's got this piece of paper that he had to fill out. It's an invitation, he was calling it. She walks away and she goes, "Bad news. It's a timeshare pitch." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Because I was like, "Well, I'll just skip it. I'm not going to go timeshare pitch." And she goes, "Well, before he told me it was a timeshare pitch, he took a $20 deposit for the invitation to go and do it." I was like, "Oh." I said, "Well, man, I want my $20 back." So now I felt forced to go to this stupid timeshare pitch. So this was at the thing was at 2:30, so we were gonna have to leave Gatlinburg at 1:30 to get back there to park. Because he made a big deal about not being late. So I'm like, well, there's a whole half a day shot now, because we're gonna have to go over to this island and listen to this timeshare pitch to get some aquarium tickets, which I would have passed on at this point, but if it had not been for the $20 deposit. So anyway, that cut that trip short. So I'll skip ahead. We get to the timeshare thing, and we've got all our kids and us, and I'm not gonna knock timeshares. I don't know what works for people, what doesn't work. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. But it was a long. They said 2 hours, and it ended up being more like 3.5, 4 hours. We couldn't get out of there. They try to tell you. They were trying to tell us how stupid we were for spending money on vacation. They're trying to make it out well, if you get a timeshare, you're going to save all this money. You're going to spend so much money if you don't do timeshares on lodging, because the average person takes 3 weeks of vacation a year, travels 3 weeks out of the year, which I don't think that's true. And they start throwing math at incorrect math, but they whip it at you so fast. I think it's designed to confuse people. But if you follow along closely when they're telling you how much you're going to spend, if you don't do a timeshare, you're like, yeah, no, that's an incorrect calculation there, but whatever. And then at the end of it, they don't tell you any prices. They just ask you, how much you travel. During this meeting, they start telling you, well, the average cost of this is this and that and that. It's $200 a night to stay at a hotel is the average cost. And it's like, I've never paid $200 in my life to stay at a hotel, and I've stayed at plenty of hotels, nice hotels. But for all I know, maybe that is the average cost. I don't know. It doesn't matter, because you can shop around and get deals. So after 2.5, 3 hours, then they break out the contract, what it is, and it was $102,000 is what they wanted you to pay into this timeshare thing. And you could put a down payment on there, and then there was going to be financing, and it ended up being, for the deal they were trying to sell you, $1,200 a month, because their interest rate was, I don't remember how many years you had to pay on it, but I remember the cost being $1,280 a month, and I was like, that is more than my house payment, my car payment, and then whatever my third largest bill that we pay every month would be combined. So, and they're telling you well, you're going to waste all this money, and it's like, no, who spends $1,280 a month traveling? Who spends that every year? But some people do, but I don't, so I'm not sure. So it's like, well, no, this isn't going to work. Why would I ever do this? That's an absurd amount of money, And then they start, well, let me get my manager. The guy. He was a nice guy, but they're all nice guys, because of course they're going to be nice. Who's going to buy something from a jerk, right? So he gets his manager over. Oh, that's pretty good. A little citrusy. Gets his manager over. Goes over the same thing that you've already heard several times. And then you say, what do you think? He said, no. Okay, well I got some super secret deals that we don't really show people ever. Let me go get those. Comes back over with a couple more pieces of paper, which are, a lot less that you would get with the other deal, and it does cost. I think the cheapest one was about $400 a month at that point. How about that? Does that work for you? No, not interested. Well, okay, I feel like this was a real missed opportunity for you, and sorry we couldn't work out a deal. What did you get for coming in today? Aquarium tickets, and hopefully $20 back is what I'm hoping for. Okay, well, let me go get the corporate guy and get you checked out. You just gotta go talk to the corporate guy. He'll give you your tickets. But it's not. It's just another guy for the third pitch, right? Now they're like, all right, well, what if we lease you points for, I think it was $35 a month or $50 a month or something. It's like, I'll lease you X amount of points, try it out for 2 years. If you don't like it, you get your money back. But if you accept the deal, you don't get your whatever prize it was that they had you coming in there for. In our case, like I said, about 10 times already, aquarium tickets. I wouldn't get the aquarium tickets. I wouldn't get my $20 back, but I'd get some points. No, not interested. And the guy says, well, just free. What are we going to do free? 2 years free. You can try it for 2 years. No. Oh, okay. And that's that. So now that was a lot of money, and like I said, they give you, they're doing a presentation, and I don't want to say for sure the story that the guy's giving you isn't true. He's telling you some personal stuff, I think, to suck you into, feel bad for him, to pressure you into. It's important to take vacations with your family, and for all I know, maybe it was true. I kind of doubt it because they had like 30 representatives, and I heard a couple other of them because they first you're in this big room, and they're showing you like a video presentation of other people telling you how great timeshares are and how stupid they thought they were before they went to the presentation, and then after watching the presentation, they're like, wow, this makes a lot of sense. Let me hand you my money. After that, and he talks, one guy talks, right, and he's telling you the stories. After that, you leave, you split off, and they got like 30 tables and 30 representatives, and you've got your own that's assigned to you, and you're sitting at a table in a loud room, and he's going over stuff. And I heard a few of the other people telling like the same story that the guy presenting was telling, with just slightly altered facts, such as like, well, when I was 12 this happened, or well, when I was 15 this happened, but other than that, the story is the same. And that's why I say, like, I don't know, maybe the story was fake, or maybe it was true. If it's true, it was sad, but whatever. So I guess all I'm getting at with this is, if you want to go to Gatlinburg, just be aware, if you stop in an information booth, they're going to try and get you to do one of these timeshare things, and they're not going to just come right out and say, hey, do you want to go do a timeshare thing and we'll give you something free? They sort of hid that till the last minute that it was a timeshare thing. They led us to believe it was an open house. Go visit Margaritaville, check it out. It's a cool resort. Hopefully you'll want to book a room there someday. It was sort of how the guy was, presenting it to us. But, I did get my money back, my $20, which I thought for a second I wasn't going to. The corporate guy was starting to kind of lead me to believe that I wasn't getting the aquarium tickets nor my $20 back, because they were talking about a prize freeze. But I misunderstood. It was, you don't get it if you decide to go ahead and take their free points or their leased points. You don't get whatever it was you came in there for. So hey, there's that, If you want to do a timeshare, go to Gatlinburg and they'll hook you up, whatever. Or if you're like, hey, maybe I can get some free tickets to something, I can sit through a timeshare presentation and tell them no problem. I don't care how much they pressure me. If I get some tickets out of it. Because I think the tickets to go to that aquarium, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was like $30 maybe to go to the aquarium to begin with. So you figure we saved that money. But we did lose because we left Gatlinburg at 1:30, and then I still wanted to go back and see the stuff that I originally wanted to see there, and we didn't end up getting back into Gatlinburg till 7 o'clock at night, so we lost all that time with this presentation. But, after the presentation I had to go and eat and stuff, so, just be aware. that is a possibility if you go there. So, now other than that, Pigeon Forge in Gatlinburg are, like I said, they're touristy towns, and they sort of remind me of International Drive in Orlando, especially Pigeon Forge, because Pigeon Forge has a lot of the same stuff, like repeated every block. You know what I mean? It's like old time photo, putt-putt golf, go-karts, boot shop, repeated 20 times, you know, with a few dinner shows thrown in there. Like, it looked like they had some cool dinner shows you could go see, like Dixie Stampede, I think it's a Dolly Parton, I don't know entirely what it was, a horse show maybe, that's what it looked like. Something called Hatfields and McCoy, some sort of dinner feud and family show. That looked cool, I would have done that, ran out of time. You know, they got a beautiful little park / field, you'll see that in the video. It looked just like a giant grassy field, but you know, it was pretty cool. And they got these cool little trolleys they'll take you around for 50 cents. Gatlinburg is a lot cooler than Pigeon Forge, I thought. Oh, and Pigeon Forge has Dollywood Amusement Park, which looks really cool. But like I said, I like Gatlinburg a lot better. It was really pretty, really cool. They had like a lot of these like slope things that you could get in, ride them up the mountain. Ski lifts. They're ski lifts. You take a ski lift up in the mountain, but it was like $20 to do it per person to go up. And I don't know if there was anything, up at the top that you could do, or if you had to just come back down. But you know, be aware of that. Cool restaurants. I mean, both towns got like a ton of escape rooms, a ton of putt-putt golf. Both of them had like, you know, 100 old-time photo places you could go get pictures at. You know, very cool though. I liked it a lot, and hopefully the video will reflect how much I did like it. So, other than that, like I said, one of those is going to come out, I think, tomorrow. And the reason that the other one's not going to come out for a few weeks is because I will be going to Cedar Point again for the food truck battle. They've got like a food truck event. I'm going to do that next week and then release that video next week. And I think next week is also the last weekend Cedar Point is open to the general public until Halloween. I think they do some sort of private event the next weekend or the next 2 weekends or whatever. So I'll be going back to that for opening weekend, Halloween, and then after that I'll be doing going to Florida and doing a bunch of different things down there. Halloween Horror Nights, Howl Scream, you know, a bunch of stuff. So, oh, what else is new? You know, I've got another channel where I make a lot of haunted house props, do a lot of haunted house stuff, and I have been working a lot on that stuff this weekend, so I'm pretty wore out. So, if you want to check that out, that's called the Deadland Haunt. And other than that, that's it. So, I just wanted to kind of tell that little timeshare story real quick. And like I said, I'm not repeating myself again, but I'm not making fun of it. I'm not calling it a scam. I mean, I thought it was ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? I think it's stupid. I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna mince words. I think it's stupid. If it works for you and you don't think it's stupid, awesome. More power to you. Great. They'll hook you up. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. I don't do these videos too often where I'm just sitting and talking and rambling and drinking craft beer. But, you know, every now and then if something's on my mind I might, but mostly I'm just going to travel on this channel, show my traveling experiences. So, if that's the sort of thing you're interested in, subscribe. Like the video.